Damn. What up, what up? Sorry I'm late, you guys. I am sweaty and disgusting. I just came from coaching a wrestling practice. Just came from coaching a wrestling practice, but I'm here, man. A little bit late, but I'm here. How are you guys doing? Forward roll guy, I can't do a forward roll today. I'm really sore. What up, gang? What up? Day 17. Day 17. How are we feeling? How are we feeling in chat right now? Can you guys hear me? Everything coming in crisp? Everything coming in crispy? Check. Let's see. All right. Looks like we had a $2 donation from my boy Mike Hunt. Hope everyone's doing good, man. Thank you, Mike, for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Whitest guy you know said, who's holding Brandon hostage this evening? Nobody. I was coaching at my old high school, Century High School, helping out. And yeah, felt good to give back, man. Felt good to help some young wrestlers work on their skills. JD said, I just had the worst freaking evening. What's going on, JD, man? What happened? What happened? I'm sure given the tardiness and the change up of time, we'll probably have a small little stream today, but we're going to take some calls and we're going to get into something. Dude said, most of your audience is watching the Scuffed Realtor MDE stream. Yeah. Hey, and if you guys want to check out Nick, man, he does a great stream. But for those that are here, I'm happy to have you guys. Jesse Dunaway said, when are you going to do another jiu-jitsu competition? That's a good question. Right now I'm just working on get my athleticism up, and then we'll reevaluate. President of Pluto said, failure is not an option, it's an outcome. Be ready for it, but never choose it. I like that. So if you guys saw the title of the stream today, change requires sacrifice. It's just something I wanted to talk about, because a lot of the people that have reached out to me in my personal life and they've said, you know, they want to get sober, they want to make a change in their life, they all seem like they are having a hard time sacrificing something. Like even the people that are saying, I want to get sober, they don't want to sacrifice what's making them feel good, which is whether it's weed or alcohol or Xanax. It's like they want the concept of sobriety, but they don't want to go through the sacrifice of stopping what they enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Or they want to go to the gym, but they don't want to sacrifice their free time after work, or they don't want to sacrifice hanging out with their friends. And it just seems like a recurring thing that I'm running into. So that's why I wanted to make the title Change Requires Sacrifice, because, I mean, just for instance, what I've sacrificed in the past 17 days, you know, I haven't hung out with any of my friends at all. I haven't been playing any video games. Taking a lot of time away from my editing on the main channel stuff. So sacrificing money, sacrificing career momentum, sacrificing a lot, and I don't regret it, man. I don't regret it at all. But I just want you guys to think about that. If you want to make a difference in your life, if you want something to be different, you're going to have to sacrifice something. And what are you willing to sacrifice for your happiness? What are you willing to sacrifice for your sobriety? What are you willing to sacrifice for your health? Mode said, I thought you meant killing. Yeah, we're not doing any animal sacrifices, guys. We're not blood. We don't do blood play here. We leave that for the other guys. They do that. We don't do that. So, Rack said, video games is a big one. Crippling, addicted for over 5 years. Yeah, I mean, think about that. If you are grinding a video game and you have 100 plus hours in a video game, or even just 70 hours, what if you put that time into exercise? What if you put that time into meal prepping? Like, I have people that, dude, there's so many people that are reaching out to me saying they want to lose weight. And then when I ask them, like, well, what are you changing diet-wise? They say, well, you know, I don't have a lot of time, so I've been eating fast food. Or they say, you know, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't eat healthy, which, I mean, I get what they're saying. It can sometimes be cheaper to not eat healthy, but Sometimes you got to sacrifice money for health. Sometimes you got to sacrifice time for health. And I just don't want you guys to get caught up in that trap of wanting to make a difference but not be willing to sacrifice anything. And I guess sometimes you got to weigh your options, and you have to think, is it worth sacrificing something to make a change, or am I happy where I'm at? The most common thing I'm hearing is people that are seeing me quit the weed, and they're saying, I'm miserable every day, I'm depressed every day, I'm anxious, but I don't want to quit smoking weed because weed's helping me not be depressed and not be anxious, or weed's helping me eat. And I feel like it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, or it's like just a loop where they think that it's like, if you're miserable and depressed, what do you have to lose by sacrificing the weed? What do you have to lose by sacrificing the alcohol? What do you have to lose by doing those things? Because, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, man, really. If you think those things help you, by all means, keep doing them. I guess I even wish I could do them and feel good, but I don't feel good. So it's like, if you feel miserable every day and you smoke weed every day, is the weed really helping your misery? Is the alcohol really helping your misery? Because it could be contributing to it. Or like sleep, man. I have people that say they can't sleep without weed, and I felt that because I couldn't sleep like the first 2 weeks of this month. But once I got through the agony and everything, now my sleep feels like it's better than ever. So it feels like the weed was actually making me sleep shitty. It feels like the weed was stopping me from having dreams. It feels like the weed was hurting my stomach. But I was telling myself that it was helping this, helping that. And again, I don't mean to target weed. It could be alcohol. It could be video games. I know people that are addicted to video games, they say, but the video games make me happy. I'm miserable every day, but the video games is the one thing that brings me joy. Well, what if you sacrificed the video games? What if you started hiking? What if you started rock climbing? What if you started doing jiu-jitsu? What if you took out the thing that you're doing that you know isn't good, that you feel like is making you happy, and went through the process of supplementing with a healthier crutch, or a healthier outlet, a positive outlet. HDR said weed and alcohol block your REM sleep. It makes sense to me, man. My sleep is getting just better and better. It's getting better and better. Barnacle Bill, weed tends to be good at blocking dreams / nightmares. Yeah, I've had some bad dreams, bro. I had a really bad dream last night. I don't even think I can tell you what it is. I don't think I can tell you what it is, but it was bad. It was a man with long hair and a black suit and a top hat. You might know what I'm talking about. It was crazy. My boy Eli said I had sleep paralysis for the first time last night in 5 years. It was terrible. Yeah, bro, I had demons coming to me last night. It was bad. I had bad dreams. Hendo337 said, it's not judgmental, it's the truth. That change requires change and effort. Nothing that is easy or free is worth doing or having. Advancement comes from sacrifice and dedication. Yeah, I think I've been in a place for a long time where I didn't want to sacrifice my YouTube success. I was caught in that loop with my job where I didn't want to sacrifice my productivity in the now for being productive later on and being healthy later on. So it's really easy for me to stay getting high and doing all this stuff because I know I can make content that way. But it's definitely what I needed to do. Azrael says 1 Corinthians 10, 20, 20. No, but the sacrifices of pagans are offered to demons, not to God, and I do not want you to be participants with demons. There you go. There you go, man. Grease the Monkey said, like, I had really bad nightmares about health. Yeah, health anxiety is something. I know some people have reached out to me and saying they have really bad health anxiety once they get sober, once they get level-headed. And that's a real thing for sure. Xeno Droid said, I smoke so much weed I get withdrawals. Man, them weed withdrawals are bad. I know it's always worse and there's different things, but yeah, they're bad. Not being able to eat, not being able to sleep. Supreme Kermit said, don't be counter flipping, Brando. I don't know what that means. Dominic Romero said, I used to smoke weed every day, all day, but I went into the hospital for some unrelated medical issues and stopped that day for like 10 years. Started smoking again, but only on the weekends. Yeah, whatever works for you, man. If you can make it work and you can do things in moderation, more power to you, 100%. I think that's great. Shout out to Raven Fox in the chat. Love and light, Brandon. Day 17, stay up. Yeah, man. I'm happy with where we're at. I'm happy you guys are still with me, and I'm gonna miss some of you guys after October. I think it's gonna be good to bring the attention to other stuff and spend some time on some other stuff. But I'm definitely gonna miss. I'm gonna miss seeing you guys every day like we have been. But I guess we'll reevaluate at the end of the month, and I'll let you guys kind of decide how much you want to see me from here on out. But the daily stuff is definitely going to stop. So yeah, hard to believe we're over halfway done. 17 days, the longest I've been sober all year, the longest. So, but yeah, I'm ready to get back out there, man. We got some big stuff brewing. If you guys know John Tron, me and John Tron have a possible collaboration, as possible as in definite. Me and John Tron are going to do a video, which I'm really excited about. Someone else that's reached out to me, I don't know how much I can speak on it, but if you guys are familiar with Gideon's been doing a nice, reevaluation of his content and his life, and he's doubling down and getting involved in Jesus. And he actually, Gideon is doing Discord Bible studies and live stream Bible studies Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I don't know if you guys would be interested in that, but we had a nice phone call today that made me feel really good, and he was very gracious. So I would like to tune into that, man. I would like to tune into Gideon's Bible studies. I think that would be interesting. I think that would be really interesting. So yeah, shout out to him, man. He's making some big changes, and he seems like he's sacrificing a lot, man. Think about being in a place where Gideon is, where you're one of the top YouTubers, and then you're reevaluating life, and you're thinking, is this the best life for me? Is this the best way for me to live day to day? And that's hard, man. I think 99.9% of people in his position making the money he was making, they wouldn't be so self-reflective. They would just be like, oh, I'm killing it. And yeah, I think it was really nice of him to give me the time and to talk to me and give me some guidance. I really appreciate that, man. So, and that's a lesson too, man. There could be people in your life that you don't want to hear stuff from, that might have some really good guidance and might have some really good advice. Suslord666 said, that's cool. I just don't like Christianity. Hey, to each your own, man. Like I said, everyone has to find their own path. So I'm not here to tell anyone to be Christian or Muslim or anything. You got to find your own path, whatever you're into. Alex Ander said he's going to fall off realistically, but in life, Gideon is going to be at his highest. That's just truth. Yeah, I mean, once you've had everything like he has, I mean, what's left? If you don't feel fulfilled from the money, the fame, the girls, what else do you have? I think some people would be fulfilled by that, but if you aren't, where do you go? What do you do? And I think he's taking the right steps to figure it out. Raven Fox said mind, body, and spirit, y'all. Yeah. And I don't mean to be preachy, guys. This is what's on my mind. This is what I'm thinking about. So YX Kai said, man, how can I get into Muay Thai? Should I go to Thailand? I wouldn't necessarily recommend just dumping money and going abroad, but if you want to jump in head first. If you want to jump in head first, Thailand's definitely got some great stuff. You got to figure out what kind of style you want. I like the Muay Cow style. I like the clinch heavy style. So I went to FA Group. They have Pech Boon Chu. They have Yotin FA Group. So yeah. Eli said it's community that actually matters in religion. Yeah, I mean, we talked to Eli about the abusive religious cult, and obviously I'm not looking to have anyone weaponize religion for their own gain. And there's a lot of stuff that should be avoided. I think there's 40 plus denominations of Christianity, so there's definitely stuff that wants to be avoided. But yeah, I just want to find a nice, strong community that I can fill my brain with some uplifting words, because I feel like every time I am too self-centered, every time I'm too self-serving, I feel miserable. And every time I start to over-question things, like you guys, if you watch my first stream, October 1st, when I was crying so much about my brother, is because I get caught up in this zone where I'm thinking, why did God take my brother? Why would a God kill my brother? Why did he deserve that? Where is he now? Just asking all these questions, and I think over-questioning things. I think it's good to have questions, but over-questioning things is kind of the opposite of having faith, because I'm doubting, and I find myself doubting. That, but it feels good if I have faith that he's in a better place and things happen for a reason. And I think we can't understand everything. Not everything is going to make sense. So for me, trying to find faith and trying to find a way that I could fit into a religion of sorts would help. I've always considered myself a Christian, but I've never been to church, and I've done Bible studies with my brother Kyle's dad. We have different dads, and Joe, which is the guy I was doing Bible studies with, he has prostate cancer, and he isn't able to do them anymore. So yeah, I'm looking for some guidance. I might try to go to church for the first time on Sunday, but we'll see how that goes. If I go in there and they start preaching to me the end of times and I got to do this and I got to do that, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think I'm going to do all that. But Suslord666 said, I think self-serving can be good sometimes, though. I mean, yeah, sometimes you got to look out for yourself. Sometimes you have to do what's best for you. But I think it's a double-edged sword. I think too much of ignoring yourself, you're going to wind up miserable and sick. Too much paying attention to yourself, you're going to wind up vain and hollow. So everything's a balance in life. But I want to ask chat, what are you willing to sacrifice for change? What do you want, and what are you willing to give up to get that? For instance, look at my YouTube career. I sacrificed my health and my personal relationships and my safety and my career for my YouTube channel. I had to sacrifice a lot for my YouTube channel. And you don't necessarily need to do all that, but yeah, I sacrificed a lot to get to where I'm at on YouTube. And then now I'm sacrificing stuff for my health. I mean, I know it's self-explanatory, but I feel that a lot of us are afraid to sacrifice something. A lot of us we want change, but we're afraid of change. And it could just be me, projecting. But I think that's true for most of us. Eli said, where'd it go? Man, the chat goes weird. Eli said, I know I'm personally missing out on participating in a community like church, but I can't bring myself to sit through a service and not feel like a hypocrite. Yeah, I mean, after what you went through, bro, it would be hard for me to trust again, and it would be hard for me to hear people speak about the thing that they weaponized to destroy me. But I do think it is really important in life that if we have good intentions and we want to be nice to people, and we want to be positive, and we want to be involved in good communities, we can't let the negativity in the world and negative communities ruin that for ourselves. It's like if you want to have a wife and a kid, and you meet a girl that you think you love, and then she tramples on your heart, or vice versa. You're a girl and you meet a guy and he tramples on your heart. You can't let that ruin relationships for you in the future. You have to keep your heart open, if you will. And maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe I'm saying too much bullshit. I really don't know. Please do a forward roll. Said, I would give up my balls to have hair like Brandon. Wouldn't be worth it. It's just hair. I don't do anything to my hair. I just wake up and shake it. So, Esquire said, I lost my relationship to go back to university. Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes. Not always. Magister Templi said, but you've made the ultimate sacrifice, so it's meh afterwards. Deathstrike 4 said, needed to hear that. My first love was Christian, told me I needed to try. We broke up because she got a train ride while I was on vacation. Relationship stuff is hard, man. I've definitely had my heart broken, and just been devastated. After I got out of a relationship in high school, it took me like 2 years to recover from that, man. I know that sounds like I'm being a baby about it, but I really loved that. I really was in love with that girl, or the closest to love that I had felt at that point. And I remember her whole family moved away to Alabama, and I stayed in Maryland, and she just kind of cut off communication with me. She joined a sorority, cut off communication with me, and it was hard. I couldn't get over it. I was like stuck. I was stuck in a bad place, and I was definitely obsessing over her and not really taking steps to better myself, and just thinking like, what did I do? And I never got an answer. It's been, holy shit, it's been a decade. It's been a decade, and I never got an answer from that girl. And I don't think I need to demonize her or say she's bad. I think she's a good person and she just walks a different path, but I never I never got an answer. And I think the more I tried to figure out answers as to why that happened and why we broke up, the more miserable I was. Because I think sometimes people just don't. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, and you could think about it a million different ways, or you could just accept it and move on. And sometimes it's hard to accept it. So, yeah. NASA one said my last girlfriend cheated on me and took me forever to get over her and get it out of my head, but I did. And I went to school to become a dog trainer. Now I moved out to Colorado and I'm training dogs. Look at that. That's awesome, man. And maybe how would the title relate to that? Maybe you need to sacrifice your perception of a girl, or sacrifice what you're holding on to of your relationship, and move on. And maybe holding on too much can be bad. Maybe we need to sacrifice that. Another thing before we take a caller, I felt like coming into this month, the biggest things that were making me sad were all self-imposed. As much as I like to tell myself that it's because my brother died, or my grandma died, or my dog died, or my friends died, or I've had falling out with content creators, and whatever I wanted to tell myself, the true reality of why I was depressed coming into this month was I did not have a good routine, I did not have positive self-talk, and I wasn't taking care of my health. And as soon as I started doing those things, well, not as soon, but as I've been doing those things, the stuff I thought was the problem is getting better. You know, I feel like I have a clearer head on my shoulders about the loss I've been through. And the more I'm not even focusing on that stuff, because it doesn't do me any good. What good is it going to do to sit around and think about, question why my brother died? It isn't. You know, I can live for him, and I can try to live a life that would make him proud, and I can do stuff to honor him. But just sitting around and just the constant complaining about it or being upset about it, it's not helping me. And I'm not trying to tell you guys that you don't need to mourn. We all have to mourn. I mean, I'm over 4 years past my brother's passing, and you definitely need to take time to feel and to mourn. But at this point, it's like, I think I've done enough mourning. I think I've done enough to where it's not beneficial for me to sit around and stew about it. What is beneficial is for me to work on myself, my body, my mind, and continue this YouTube journey, man. Because, I mean, I still got the ball on the table right now. And there's going to be a day where the YouTube content's going to fall to the wayside. You know, people are going to lose interest in me, or maybe I just won't be able to continue doing the kind of content I've been doing. And that's fine. And I'm ready for that day. But I think we're still cold ass riding, gang. I think we're still in this bitch. I think we still got some time. So I think I've done enough talking, and I hope you guys are all having a good day. I hope I didn't come off too preachy. I hope you guys are feeling well. And I'm really happy that you've been here with me. And to anyone that I've been letting down in the content department, man, I just hope you know that I'm doing what's best for me, and I will be getting back to content soon. I got so many good videos in the vault, so much good stuff that should have came out by now, but it's going to come out one day. And I see we got Code Provider in chat. Code Provider is a guy that I hung out with in Japan, man. We got some fun content in Japan together, and I apologize to Code Provider for not getting that footage out yet, man. I know you gave me your time. You flew out and helped translate and help make the videos good, and I appreciate you, bro. And we're gonna get those Japan videos out sometime soon, man. I hope you know that I haven't had those in the vault for any other reason except I just have a lot of content that I have to sift through, so I apologize. Alex Anders with the $5 said, "You're cool." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Blue said Idea and Oliver Hart. Yeah, shout out to Idea, my favorite rapper. All right, but let's take a caller, man. Let's get into some callers. I don't want to stream too late, but I mean, it's only 8:30, so we're going to get some action in, and then I got to shower before I get ringworm because I literally am fresh off the mats. So yeah, let's take a caller. Hello.
Hello. Hey, Brandon.
What up,
hey.
Let me drag you into the other thing. Hold on.
Yeah, too easy.
Daza.
All right.
Is that how you pronounce it? Is it Daza? Is it Daza? What is it?
Yeah, it's Daza, but you can call me Daryl. That's my name. Yeah.
Daryl.
Whatever.
How are you doing today?
Yeah. I'm good. I'm from Australia, so that's why it's like midday for me. So.
We got an Aussie, mate. Oi.
Yeah.
Just got out the uni.
Yeah.
No, my bad. Sorry.
Just living life.
Yeah. No, I think Australian accents are really badass. It's hard for me not to engage in them as poorly as it is. But yeah, what's going on, man?
Yeah, no, I'll first like to say thank you for starting, I guess, your show because like it came at a pretty good time, I'd say, for me. Um, Pretty much, I guess, the last 2 months have been pretty rough. I'd say once, I guess, a month or so. Um, Pretty much at the end of, I guess, last month, I was kind of broke up with this girl I was seeing for like 2 months. Pretty much, I guess, getting to the stage where I was thinking of asking her out. Um, I guess, met her through the dating app Hinge. Um, so we're talking, I guess, met, pretty much she, I guess, matched with me because she lives so far away from me. It was like an hour and a half drive for me. And that was, I guess, pretty long distance, but I thought, she was worth it, I guess, at the time. We had a lot of things in common, I thought, and it was pretty good. But I guess it came to the end of it and it kind of ended pretty shit. I found out from a friend that matched with her on Hinge that, hey, I guess he was talking to her, asked for her Instagram, so they were mutuals, and then asked, hey, what's going on here? Do you know her? And I guess at that time I was seeing her, we were exclusive. And I guess that's how kind of I found out that she wasn't feeling it. Um, and when I brought it up to her, she pretty much just like, I tried to call her, she ended the call on me and just didn't, only wanted to message. And just pretty much said, I guess I lost feelings that I just wasn't feeling it. And I was like, I guess my whole thing was like, I'm cool with that, but I just wanted the respect of, you telling me at least. I'm not
Yeah.
finding out from a friend who matched with you and like was trying to see you then. So I guess after that, that was pretty much end of the month. That came actually a week before I was planning to ask her out. I had planned a whole, taking her out to the hotel, like a nice hotel. I'm gonna take her out for her first fine dining dinner because she lives like kind of in the country.
Hmm.
And I guess when that hit, I just felt like shit pretty much. So when your show kind of started October, it was like pretty much perfect timing because I was like, I didn't have any direction. And for me, that was my first, I guess, girl I guess, thought would be my girlfriend. I guess I'm 21 now. I've seen a lot of girls, but never in that aspect. Like I was like one of those people, everyone kind of told me, oh, have fun when you're in your 20s, see people, sleep with people, but never actually had that true emotion. So this really hit me hard.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess I now was looking for, I guess, some insight, like how do you get like over this kind of thing? Or I think I also emotionally need to mature and become, I guess, more mentally, I guess, sound in myself because it hit me, I guess, a lot harder than I thought. So I was thinking of like doing a martial arts to kind of build that. And I also wanted to get your opinion on what kind of martial art or other activities would you recommend to kind of start to build that confidence in myself?
Yeah, I think first off, I don't mean to shift the blame, but it sounds like she needs to do some emotional maturing if her way of informing you that she's not as interested as she had told you is by trying to have sex with other men on Hinge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cruel. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. It
that's not
sucked.
that's not normal. Like if someone says they're going to be
No.
exclusive with you and then they're on dating
Yeah.
apps, that's a pretty big kick in the balls. And then you're like, well, what did I do wrong? Am I not good enough? Or like, what? But I think it could just come down to, maybe she's a lecherous young woman. Maybe she's just promiscuous and she's didn't have. It sounds like she didn't have the heart to face the music. Like she didn't even want to talk to you.
Mm.
She wanted to just
Yeah,
text
exactly.
you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she probably has some internalized shame about it. Because if she didn't, I mean,
Mm.
she would probably confront you head on and tell you, "Hey, you're doing this, this, and this." Did she tell you that you were doing anything, or it was just like, "Hey,
No.
I'm not feeling it."
Yeah, it was pretty much like I found out like at night, like 8 o'clock at night. I was at work, and then I gave her a call straight away to like I guess try to figure out what's going on. Like, is this just like I know some girls like go on Hinge just like with their friends. The talks I knew she was with their friends. And pretty much, I guess when I did that, she just kept messaging me saying, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." Initially, she like denied it. Then I said like, "Okay, I know this isn't a lie. I have proof of it." And then after that, pretty much she waited, sent me a huge paragraph from her saying, "Hey, it was really fun hanging out with you. Made me feel happy and stuff, but I'm just not feeling it. I think I'm not. I don't think I can gain any more feelings from you." And then I guess asked, "Why'd you? I guess just you could have just told me this earlier. I respected that." And then she just said, "I wasn't," because I said, "I guess you're trying to see other people." And she said, "No, I wasn't trying to see other people. I was just talking to other guys." I was
Mm.
just like, "I guess aren't we exclusive? Doesn't that mean like we're not seeing other people?" And she just kind of just denied it, and I just got bored of it. So I was like, I'm just gonna end it here. Like I don't. There's nothing I could say to her. I think she already knew what was up. She was just gonna keep denying it. So
Yeah. Well, and some girls want to hop on the cock carousel, and sometimes admission to the cock carousel is your feelings, and not just girls. I
yeah.
mean, guys do the same thing to women. But
Mm.
it sounds like she just trampled all over you and was not very caring about you. And you sound like you or you cared for this girl, you really thought you saw a future, and that's beautiful, man. I think too many of us are jaded and think there's no hope for a relationship.
Yeah.
And I hope
Yeah.
I hope you're not getting like that, man, because there's a lot of people in this world that are gonna crush your heart and your feelings, and there's a lot of people that aren't gonna do that and are gonna value you for seeing value in them and want to be with you. And
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, I definitely felt that way. I guess I would probably say for a good 2 weeks, I was like, I just felt hurt, and I just didn't see, I guess, what I guess any view on like I guess relationships. I just felt like this would happen to me again. But I just realized that I've seen too many people like that, like my friends who've been hurt, and they just became, the classic fuckboy, just lies to girls and just does that. And
Mhm.
I just didn't want to become that. So that's why I really wanted to work on myself. So I didn't start gaining those tendencies just because someone hurt me. So now I just think fuck it, and just why do I have to care about other people's feelings? But I really do care. I drove, she never came to my house. I would always drive an hour and a half to her place 7 times over the 2 months, plan every date. She never paid. I just thought it was I'm doing this for you because you're going through. She was studying medicine. I was you're really busy. I want to make sure I'm there for you. And it just I'm busy. I'm studying myself a double degree in engineering and science. I work full time, night shifts. I have just shit going on, and I thought this was going to be something someone who gives me that happiness. I can be with them, enjoy even through the hard times. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So I'm cool with that also.
I mean, her making that excuse she doesn't have time. Like people make time for what they want to. So if you aren't valuable enough to be a part of her life, I mean, that's her decision, And and I don't know. I guess it's good to be self-reflective and be like, was I too clingy, or was I, was there anything that you think you could have done differently, or was it just pretty much, she just wanted to, she wanted Jerome to come slam her down.
No, I think I definitely was a bit too, I guess, not clingy, but I guess I wanted the best from her, so I just kept doing things for her without expecting anything back. And that was a big change. I think that I changed in that way, because before seeing her, I was I expected 50-50, not 50-50 in terms of pain and stuff, but emotional, support there, talking
I'm a
to each other.
50-50 guy, bro. I never buy girls shit. I mean,
I probably need to take that on.
because, and I'll tell you why. I mean, if the way the love language I seek from someone, because all relationships are can be broken down into love languages. I don't want a girl that has a love language of gift giving. I don't want her to seek gifts from me and seek monetary gain from me. I want her to see eye to eye with me on things. I want her to want to spend quality time and words of affirmation and physical touch. And I want that to be my value, is that I'm kind and I'm nice to be around and I'm supportive of her. I don't want her to be buy me a Louis Vuitton bag. I mean, bro, anyone can do that for you. And I'm of the opinion that giving people things like money, or gifts, or buying them dinner, it's not something that makes them like you more. It's something that builds an expectation. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right about this. I'm just saying that this is the way I view it, and it's done well with me. Because I've run into girls that, we'll go out once or twice, and then once the sugar walls are busted open, they start thinking I'm gonna buy them shit, and I'm like, I wanted a friend with benefits or a girlfriend. I don't want a prostitute, bro. If I have to spend $100 on dinner for you every time we hang out, you're pretty much just like an escort.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
That might be rude, but if anyone out there does pay for all their significant other stuff, I mean, yeah, it might work, and maybe gift giving is something that makes you feel good. I don't get anything out of giving gifts. I don't like getting gifts. I don't like giving them, which is weird, and I'm probably just weird, but.
No, I'm the same. I didn't really enjoy, I never bought her gifts necessarily, but I used to every time I drive to her place, I'd pick up a Macca's iced coffee, because I knew that was her favorite thing. And I'd plan dates that were I'm big on cooking. I love cooking for girls. So I knew that I live with my parents. She lives with her parents. So I organize an Airbnb, take ingredients, cook for her dinner. And I enjoyed doing that. doing things, but like not in actually buying, but like, activities,
Yeah,
massaging,
that's like an act.
things together.
That's like an act of service. Like, hey, I
Exactly.
like making someone dinner. I love making dinner. It's like, hey, I just want to let you know, like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this to let you know I care about you. I want to show you that I love you and I want you to be fed.
Yeah.
I think that's great, man. That also has like there's like sentimental value in there. But going to
Yeah.
fucking going to PF Chang's and dropping $150 or going to one of those places, I mean, it's not for me. And also, I think some people that are in the ball, they're in the game to use people. Like they'll be like, oh, Daryl will buy me whatever I want. I'm just gonna use him for that, um, Gervonta Davis is
Mm.
gonna they're gonna pump me up at night.
Yeah, I think that's what I was. I became that because initially it was really good, and like for the first month, she was, I guess, reciprocating in terms of like communication, really being happy. And then I think it's just like she realized that she didn't have to do anything, and I didn't pick up on that, and like I guess pull back from that kind of thing, and realized I was getting nothing back, and I just became, I guess, used until pretty much, I guess, she got bored and wanted someone else. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I guess that's a good lesson as far as like I think every relationship that you lose can be a lesson as far as like what you want next and maybe what you did wrong.
yeah.
I think it's always a learning experience. So, and also something that I really struggled with, man. I don't know, because you said you're 21.
I'm 21. Yeah, 2020
I
next
always
month.
every girlfriend I had, I wanted to marry them. That sounds kind of
Mm.
crazy, but like every girlfriend I had, I was like thinking about building a family with them and our future. But I think a lot of people date just for fun
Yeah,
and just kind of trying to discern if this, a lot of relationships are temporary. Most every relationship is a temporary relationship, and I think I was holding on too much to the, this I'm gonna be with this person forever, and just building up this expectation instead of, just taking it slow and knowing like this could end whenever, and I'm just gonna go with the flow and see if this person is the right one for me. I think I got a little too ahead of myself when I was young
mm.
with my relationships, and I should have just, kind of laid back a little more and not got so overzealous and just observed what my partner was doing and seeing if they were the one for me. Like I dated a girl in 2015 to 2018, and bro,
Hmm.
she definitely was not the one for me. But I was so committed to like thinking, if you're going to be with them forever, you have to make it work. You can't just give up. You have to make it work. But I mean, that's what dating is for. Dating is to figure out if
Yeah,
it's going to work. Like once you're married, that's when you make it work. So
yeah.
I'm just speaking about my own stuff, but
No, that's true though. Yeah, I think that helps. Like, I think before, if I heard that, I would have taken it a lot differently. But because I never, I guess, experienced, dating someone in the purpose of, I guess, being their girlfriend or like making it official, I kind of just was going like that, like as if it was marriage. I want to make this work, and expecting, I guess, the same kind of thing from her. But I guess, yeah,
yeah.
I think that's 100% true. That's true.
In the wise words of Papa, I had a girlfriend cheat on me once, and he said, "Be thankful this bitch didn't do this to you 5 years from now." So that's also another good
Damn.
point, man. You don't have kids, you don't have a mortgage with this person, you don't have to split your stuff up. You can have a clean break, and you can get on to
Yep.
the next one. And you also have time right now to, be self-serving and be focused on getting yourself better until you find someone that you can put some energy and love into. So yeah, you talked about martial arts, man. I think martial arts would be a great way to just build up confidence and build up your mental fortitude. For me, I love the grappling arts. I love jiu-jitsu and wrestling, but
Hmm.
you might have a mean streak in you, man. You might like punching in the face and getting punched in the face and throwing kicks and all that. So, I mean, what martial art do you think interests you the most?
I really don't know. I guess I've asked some of my friends who do martial arts, and I'm a pretty tall guy. I'm 6'6",
Mm.
and I guess they kept on saying like, boxing might be a good thing. I guess something that utilizes my height to an advantage. But I watch the UFC and stuff, but I also don't know a lot about martial arts in general.
So
So
I
it was
mean,
more just like,
if you
yeah,
wanted,
what would you say?
if you want to get involved in, obviously MMA is everything. It's a amalgamation of everything. But if you want to get involved in just hand striking, that's going to be boxing. If you want to get involved in hand striking and kicking, it's going to be kickboxing. And if you want to throw elbows, knees, kicks, punches, and also do clinch work with sweeps and whatnot. That's Muay Thai. And I think Muay Thai is my favorite of the three big striking ones.
Okay. Okay.
And then as far as grappling, I know there's other ones. I'm not covering all of them, but these are just the main ones. As far as grappling, you
Yeah.
have, you have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is like submissions, which is essentially making someone say uncle. You have
Yeah.
various joint locks or chokes. And that's like the art of subduing someone. You have wrestling, which is the like an art of takedowns and positional dominance. Wrestling is all about being on top, controlling your opponent's hips, trying to pin their shoulders to the mat. And then something like judo, which is all about how do I take someone from their feet to their back. There's also some submissions in there as well, but yeah, I don't know. I guess you just have to do some research and then figure out which one you like the most. I love wrestling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Wrestling and jiu-jitsu are my favorite.
Okay. Yeah, I might just, I guess, do some of those like trials and just try them out. I guess now it's come to holiday time, so I have spare time to kill, I guess.
Yeah, man.
Give it a go.
Hey, if you were still with this girl, you might still be dumping time and energy into someone who really didn't care much about you and neglecting possible martial arts training. So this could be, a door closing and another one opening situation.
Exactly. Yeah. No.
But yeah, it seems like you're taking it. It seems like you're taking it in stride, though, man. I'm happy to hear that. You're doing some reflection and you're thinking, what can you do to build yourself up instead of just blaming the girl and that girl sucks and she's a bitch and da 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 da.
Yeah, nah, because I just don't want it to, I guess, happen again. That's, I guess, I can blame someone, so many times, but this is, I guess, really, I'm still really young, so there's still a lot more times I'm going to be, there'll be heartbreak and there'll be times where I might get cheated on again, but I just want to make sure I'm in the right mental state so it doesn't hit me this hard again.
Yeah. You can't control what someone else does to you.
Yeah, true.
Unfortunately, but you can control how you respond to it, and it seems like you're responding well, man. So I'm proud of you for that. Are there some things that you're going to incorporate into these last 2 weeks of this month? Because we're coming down to the wire.
I would say it is. I guess I've heard a lot of people, from people with addictions and stuff like that. I think after that, I kept on like looking back and reminiscing on photos of her, like seeing her Instagram, seeing her, I guess, moving on. But I didn't realize I needed to like step away and completely like block myself from that. So I'm not reminiscing on things that, could have been.
Bro, block her.
So I think that really, yeah.
Please block her on everything. Please block her.
No, I did. Yeah. Yeah. I blocked it yesterday, actually, after watching one of your episodes or live streams.
Dude, I'm a firm believer in no contact.
Yeah.
Firm believer in that. Also, something that really helped me, I don't know, this might not be your speed, but dude, I can't stress enough how absolutely devastated I was after high school by my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I just didn't understand shit, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? There's this YouTuber named Coach Craig Kenneth.
Mm-hmm.
And
Going through
some of his content, I mean, he kind of does a lot of stuff, but some of his stuff is really good as far as like how to get over relationships, how to I mean, some of his stuff is geared towards people that are kind of trying to get them back, but if you're not trying to do that, some of his content is really good in regards to understanding a relationship and what happened and just, relationship health.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll definitely check him out. Yeah.
So if you did want some content about relationships, I liked, this guy was helping me years ago, Coach Craig Kenneth. So shout out to him. And
I guess blocking and like keeping that distance away, not reminiscing on stuff. Do you think also when talking about it, like in therapy or like even to you, like right now, is that like re-bringing things up? Like, should I be like trying to like block it completely and like just neglect, like forgetting about it in a way, or should I really deal with it and like, because I'm like battling between that, because I don't know if I spent like a week, completely not talking about it, and I felt like it bottled up in me, and I feel like sometimes it helps to talk, but it also brings back those emotions sometimes.
I would say if it's really bothering you and stuff, don't bottle it up, let it out, talk to someone about it. Like everyone can relate to relationship issues, I think. But I just would, it's just like everything, it's that fine line. You don't want to obsess about it too much or put too much time into it. And as soon as you are, you feel like you've digested it and you have a good understanding of what happened, whether it is completely out of your control or you played a role, then then I think it's best to just go no contact and try not to
Mhm.
think about it and work
Okay.
on work on what's next. Imagine it's like a this is probably a terrible analogy. I don't want but think of it like a job maybe. So for
Hmm.
just let me preface it by saying this is a terrible analogy probably, but like say you had a job and you put all this time into a job and then you got fired from that job. Like you could think about what you did wrong from that job and understand what the role you played and what you could have done differently maybe. But at some point you're gonna have to start looking for another job. It's
Okay.
you can't just worry about the last job. You gotta go on to the next one. Probably not a good analogy.
No, no, I get the gist though. Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
relationships are having a girlfriend's not like having a. Well, I mean, it is kind of like having a job. I don't know.
it is. Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like that might be a little bit too shallow or something. But yeah, man. I think if it's eating you up, man, talk to someone about it. I think there's probably people in your life that are dealing with heartbreak as well that would like for you to talk to them about it. And then yeah, as soon as you're ready to just put it in the past. Like it took me, like I said, like 2 years to get over my high school relationship, and then as soon as I did the no contact thing and just forced out of my mind, it started getting better. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I overmourned that relationship.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. No, thank you so much. I'll let you, I guess, talk to other people, but you've been really helpful, and your content, like this past month, has really got me through a lot. I don't think I would be like, I guess, my mental state now, like knowing like I want to improve if I didn't listen to you. So thank you
Thank you,
so
man.
much.
Dude, I really appreciate you like believing in me and giving me the opportunity to talk to you, man. And it makes me feel good to know I've had an impact. And there's so much good stuff out there, man. So I hope that like I said, when this month is over, man, I hope that yeah, you keep tuning into stuff that makes you feel good and makes you feel accepted and normal. You know,
Yeah, and you have to come down to Australia.
I want to, man. I really want to. I really, really. I'm before I hang up the YouTube gloves, I'm gonna come to Australia for sure.
Perfect, perfect.
But thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Have a good one. Yeah.
I love people from Australia, man. They rock. They rock. I'll look at chat for a little bit, then we'll take another caller. Raven Fox said, check out essential oils. Raven, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I got some. I always got my essential oils. I really like lemongrass and lavender. I love essential oils. They're great. Epsom salt baths are great. Dougie said, cold ass riding. Boy. Joshua said, I work out, but not for long. I'm just so tired. Everyone's tired. Yeah, we are tired. One thing that helps with exhaustion when exercising, Joshua, is that diet, man. Sometimes I feel like we can do the right things but not put ourselves in a position to succeed. So if you're feeling exhausted every day in the gym quick, you could be at too much of a caloric deficiency, maybe not getting enough carbs or something like that. Side boob said, that's the crack talking, not you. That shit takes over. I'm missing something there for sure. Danny Finch said, running is the best thing for your head. I've never been depressed. I'm never depressed the entire week if I run a couple miles, even just once. Yeah, getting the body pumping. Raven Fox said, vampire rules, don't invite them into your life. Yeah, man. Don't invite some of these evil spirits. I feel like there's a spiritual war going on right now. Not that there wasn't before, but yeah, man. Some of these people trying to police our thoughts and police our language and make us feel ashamed. It's not good, man. I hope nobody out there is allowing someone else to make them feel ashamed of who they are and what they are. Obviously, if you're making bad decisions, you could be ashamed of your bad decisions. But as far as you as a person, man, there's a lot of people and a lot of groups that are going to wage spiritual warfare on you, man, and try to make you feel like shit. And don't let them do it. Don't let them do it. Code provider said, have never had a bad experience with Australians for real. They're very fun. Dude, I love Australians, man. I love those guys. They rock. YNW Melly said, I'm upset. Court is tomorrow again. Why'd you kill your friends, Melly? Hendo337 said, never quit YouTube or streaming, Buck. This is your calling. Never put that defeatist attitude out there or you will manifest. I wouldn't call it a defeatist attitude as much as like YouTube is not forever. I know that for a fact. I don't necessarily want it to be forever, and there, I would like to be getting married and having kids sometime before too long. Man, I'm 28. My girlfriend is my age, so like we don't have that much time. So I appreciate YouTube while it lasts, and nothing is forever. So I'm gonna keep doing it. I wouldn't say it's a defeatist attitude. It's more a realistic attitude. I'm not trying to manifest anything or say that I'm gonna fail. To me, I've already succeeded in doing YouTube, and um, if I transition to something else, it is what it is. I don't view it like that. You know what I mean? I don't view it like I failed or I was defeated if I stop. YouTubers have a relatively short shelf life, and I've got to do a lot of cool stuff, man. I'm really proud of a lot of the stuff I've done and the content I've done. So, you know, if I can't do YouTube for the next decade, that's fine. But I'm gonna continue trying my best at it and continue doing what I enjoy. So yeah. Eli said, "I'm hoping to get back surgery so I can run again." Yeah, that'll be good, Eli. I'm sorry about your spine issues, man. That shit is no joke. That spine shit is brutal. Trev said, "Hey, Brandon, what's your advice for someone who has never done Muay Thai before and is nervous about even trying it out?" Um, I think if you went in there and did it, you wouldn't be so nervous. I think most of your nerves are coming from the concept, the idea of doing it and what might happen and getting all in your head. And if you go out there and just do a Muay Thai practice, you're going to realize, like, oh, these people are really cool. This is a cool community, and this is a cool sport, and I have so much to learn. Martial arts is like, it's like learning a new language. You shouldn't be nervous. You just got to get out there and start speaking. You got to get out there and engage with people. So my advice on how to start it, or for someone who's nervous, is just go do it, man. Tomorrow or whenever, tomorrow or the next day. If there's a Muay Thai practice, go do it. You won't regret it, man. You definitely won't regret it. And if there's something going on in the gym, whether it's like someone, just tell them I don't know what I'm doing and I'm here to learn. No one's gonna rough you up. And if someone did rough you up, I mean, that's not the gym for you. That's for sure. Jesse Dunaway said, "Do I just drink it or do I mix it with something?" Bum, I don't know. Oh, I'm not involved in that. Bum. What are my options then? Just hoping for that gel. I like seeing you guys have conversations. It's cool, but I don't know what you're talking about. Gang, I'm gonna take another caller. Yo.
Yo, we have Sus Lord 666.
Oh, my man. All right, let's do it. My top guy, Suslord 666. What's going on? Your mic is muted. Can you hear me? Or have you stepped away? Mic check.
Yo, I'm back. Sorry.
Oh, shit. You got a loud mic. Let me... Hold on.
No, my fault. I was like right in my mic. What's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good.
What made you want to call in today?
Got a couple of issues. Gee, holy.
Yeah, whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, I guess there's like a little bit of relationship issues and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm all ears.
So like basically, every time like I'd be getting into relationships because I'm like polyamorous and queer and shit like that, it tends to affect like my relationships in life to life, like in general. Like I can't seem to jump. I always end up jumping relationships, and I'm trying to find people that are more like compatible with my lifestyle choices because of the fact that I go to like fetish parties and stuff like that. I work part-time for them and do like dancing and all this weird fetish stuff. So like I have a lot of different people in and out of my life, and it's very hard to hold like relationships with people that aren't like of that same like sex work industry, doing like dancing, escorting, things like that. And with that comes a lot of like mental traumas and crazy shit like that too, because I have also like a stable like full-time job, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure people that are not involved in that scene, they have a lot of yeah, judgments and hesitations about getting involved with someone that's doing some of that stuff. I would imagine, right?
Right, right. Like the thing is it's just really hard to find the types of people that I'm looking for, honestly. Unless it's within my own like domain, like those parties, and a lot of times that brings like really fucked up and unstable people, man.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand that. I guess what when if you could quantify like what you're looking for in a person, given that you like given that you are queer and polyamorous, like are you looking for someone that's kind of has those same? Or I'll just let you say it. Yeah, what are you looking for?
Yeah, like those same traits, because of like honestly, if they're not polyamorous, that's not going to work out for you because monogamy just doesn't work. Like I made a hard boundary with myself. Like the following people I get involved with, I can no longer do monogamous relationships because it doesn't work, and I always end up attracting monogamous people and falling for them, and they're like, yeah, like I'll try it out, like, and it kind of makes me feel like, damn, like I'm like some sort of like free trial and shit, because then when they like it comes down to the nitty gritty and I go to the parties and people want to play and touch and do all this shit, like they're like they freak out about it, and that's like, you kind of told me you were about trying it, and at that point, like I have to cut the relationship.
Yeah, I can imagine there's some people that like see a lot of value in you and want to be with you, but then when they face the music and the brass tacks of like, can I imagine this person, sticking their penis in other people or, having lewd acts done to them, it just freaks them out. I can see that. So I guess what is your biggest qualm with monogamy? Like what makes you want to stay away from monogamy long term?
Staying away from it long term, I just feel like, for me personally, like at these parties and stuff, man. And like I've met people that have been going there since fucking dawn of time. Like there was a dude, rest in peace, my boy Leather Lee. He passed away at like 80 something, and he was doing it until he was old and gray, and he was doing it. He was young as me. And I just like truly like I'm not really too in religion or anything like that, and like music and like those parties and stuff like that is like the closest thing I can get to feeling like what religion does for other people, I guess, in a sense, if that makes sense.
Like a sense of community and belonging.
Right, yeah. And
Do you feel
because
like religion, given your lifestyle, do you feel like rejected by traditional religious values?
oh yeah, definitely. Like I kind of picked up more on like Satanism and occultism. Like I have a lot of witches around like me. Like my sister was really into Wicca and things like that, like goddess types that deal in all that stuff. But I'm just not really. I don't really kind of believe that. I kind of just believe in more or less like a mindset based off of like Satanist value, like self-serve. Like I was saying in the comments earlier, because like yeah, it's like self-serve can be good in a sense, but like what you were saying, I kind of relate with too, because it can be a double-edged sword too as well.
Yeah, like everything. I feel like everything is so nuanced. It's hard to. I find myself just having difficulty, making statements because everything is so nuanced. But I'm not 100% educated on like Satanist values. Like, what would be some core tenets of Satanism or some values that Satanism brings to the table?
I'm actually pulling it up right now, but they have like a tenets, like kind of like the same thing as the I forget what they call it in Christianity, but like the Ten Commandments.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that, but for Satanism, they have like tenets is what they call it.
Okay.
I'll like pull them up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't think I've ever talked to someone who engages in like Satanist stuff.
So it's like really basic like guides to living, honestly, in my opinion. It's just like one should strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance is the first one. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutes. One body is inviolable. I don't even know how to say that word, subjects to one will alone. The freedoms of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend, to willfully and unjustly encroach upon the freedoms of another's, to forego on one's own. Beliefs should conform to the best scientific understanding of the world. One should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. People are fallible. If one makes a mistake, one should do one's best to rectify and solve any harm that may have been caused. And yeah.
That's what, like, how does that connect to Satan?
That's, believe it or not, that connects to it's Satan. That's the tenets for Satanism. That's why I feel like people have like a common misconception about Satanism, that it's a bunch of people like doing blood sacrifices and robes and shit, but it's like, nah, it's not really about that. It's more like just not, basically it rolls on not being a dick for life, you know?
Yeah, when I think of Satanism, I think of like like pedophilia and like blood play and just different hedonistic things, like
right, like
worldly things.
And there's people that like make it out like that for sure, because there are people out there that kind of take that into, like, what I kind of said was slightly loose, right? And people kind of distort it to their own agenda at times and make it about that shit, and it's like, nah, it's just don't be an asshole.
So I guess if Satanism is like the opposition of God, like what do you personally get out of rejecting like God and faith, or is there a version of God and faith that exists within Satanism?
It's kind of more like the second one you said. It's not that I'm like necessarily rejecting a belief of a God or a system or anything like that, but I feel, though, as I grew up in a Baptist household and they were taking me to church every Sunday, and no, like I just had so many questions that I felt were very unanswered, and like every like Sunday when my dad would bring me home, cause I would like ask a question in Bible study that would make everybody like super uncomfortable as a kid, like stuff like, oh well, like if God is real and shit, and this is me at 5, and I'm like, why does he have people starving on the side of the world while we're here eating honey buns, you know, like, and things like that. And I just felt like there's quite like an unjust with like Earth and like everything right now for the way that things are going, and I do feel like it is kind of fulfilling biblical prophecy at this point in time with the way everything's going in conflicts of war and shit. But to get back on point here, basically in like Sunday school and stuff, like I would just ask a bunch of uncomfortable questions, and same with like my father, like, and I just felt like I had a lot of unanswered questions where, like, if God's real, why does this happen? Why did he make us like this? Why because I feel like like everybody says like, oh, Earth is like his this is like your trial, right, before you get to heaven. But I'm like, dude, if God kind of like put us on Earth to test us and trial us, right, and like everything is as fucked up as it is right now with like the world, I feel like that's pretty messed up. And I feel like, I don't know, the opposition of that with Satanism, I relate to it because he was the musician, the music angel, things like that, and I closely relate to music being the closest thing I've ever felt to religion. But anytime I've ever reached out to try and pray to God as a kid and stuff like that, I felt very unanswered,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I apologize for not being that informed on the Satanist stuff, but I guess so.
No,
like,
don't worry, man.
do you strive to like to go to hell, or like do you believe in an afterlife, or is it just like what we have on this earth is what you get?
I don't even really know, man. Like, I think that like if it's Christian prophecy and I talk to God, I got a lot of fucking questions, and he's probably gonna get pissed and throw me into hell anyways. But if hell is technically good in Satanism, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's certain spots reserved for others. Like, I don't know. I don't really necessarily think there's like heaven and hell like we think there is, but more rather just like I don't know. I don't know, so I won't get there. I'm a more like agnostic, rather. I would say I just identify like closely with Satanism ideology because it's like not imposing on others free will, and they just do the main point of it is basically to do one's will to make yourself happy, do the best for yourself possible, you know. And if other
Don't you
people,
feel like some of the stuff that makes us the most happy in turn makes us the most miserable? Whether it would be like I know I'd be really happy if I did heroin. Like that would like today I think one of the happiest I could be right now is if I was really high on heroin.
well, and according to Satanism and stuff like that, they would say, yeah, like whatever makes you happy, do that. But and if I was gonna tell you, I would say, fuck no, dude. Like, don't do fucking heroin. That's not a good idea. I think it's all kind of more or less based on your mindset as a person, and rather like how you interpret it, rather than taking it in such a literal sense, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's hard for me to grasp. So I guess you strive to you'd like to find a woman who is involved, or are you looking for? Are you? I mean, you're just looking for a human that's necessarily involved in Satanism and polyamory.
Well, not even like Satanism. I don't even necessarily care like what a person's religion is, you know? Like if I love you, I love you. It doesn't matter. But I think I'd rather, yeah, like with the polyamory, being okay with like fetish groups or wanting to get involved with others in the group because like I never really got, I guess, jealous in a sense ever. Like, cause I dated like a whole escort, and that's another whole story, man. But yeah, like I just never really got jealous with that kind of stuff. It was like if you're gonna do stuff, you know, if I can do stuff, or we can do stuff together. But it's not if it's discussed, and I feel like if it's a happy medium where it's talked about, it's not like it's not cheating because you're talking about it, you're communicating, you're enjoying it. Um, that's polyamory. But if you know you're going behind that person's back and not talking to them about it and just doing shit just to do shit, that's when it becomes cheating.
So I guess do you want to have kids in the future?
I think that's for the future to foretell because it really just depends on who I get involved with because I I'm completely like I would say not only the fact that I'm poly, but I'm like also a pansexual in a sense or bisexual, so like I kind of like anything and everything in between. I'm just not that type that's like gonna blue hair scream at the chapel if somebody misgenders me because I'm not really I don't care. But um yeah it, that's for the future to foretell because obviously if I end up with a trans girl or a a guy in a sense I couldn't have children, but also if I end up with a girl who's in this sort of lifestyle I don't think she would probably want to have kids either.
Okay. So so most likely reproduction is not on the docket, or it's not something that you are dead set on.
Yeah, I mean anything could happen, and I do kind of like fantasize about the idea of like a child, and I've thought about it. Like, but the thing is like I actually just mutually ended a relationship like this week, so it's pretty cool to talk to you about all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she was on a completely different page than me. You know, she was monogamous. She was okay with me doing stuff when it came down to trans girls and um guys, but when it came to other girls, that was like her hard line. And I'm like, to be honest, like for me, I don't really like I love multiple people, and like I fully will admit to you like if I have an attraction with another person, I might want to do something, and it's not that I won't talk to you about it or communicate because I'll walk away and communicate that to you first, and that's what I'm doing now, you know. And I communicated to her because like I had a situation at a party where somebody approached me. I didn't do anything. I came and talked to her about it, and she got a little upset. And then I was like, well, being honest, like, yeah, like there was a kind of an attraction there because I'm attracted to multiple people, and regardless of their sex, race, gender, any of that stuff, like, I just Satanism, polyamory, and being queer. It's like I'm kind of a real weird wild card, man. Like, I. It's not that I feel like kind of bad in a sense because I was like, damn, like that might have been like the one that got away, but I just can't identify with monogamy. I can't identify with the white picket fence ideal life, I guess, in a sense for people.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had put much thought into the possibility of polygamy. Really, I've always just been like, if I'm single, I can do as I please, and then if I'm in a relationship, then I'm being monogamous. But I guess
And
my fear with that is, I like this might be a weird way of thinking of it, but I like to have that bond and that one-on-one security because you can't have the same relationship with one person as you can with 5 people, and that's just my opinion. I'm not trying to disagree with you or make you feel like you're wrong. I'm just saying that, like, if I had 5 girlfriends, I couldn't even come close to giving them the attention and the love that I'm giving my one girlfriend, and I just have a hard time thinking that we could actually have the same bond that I do with my girlfriend because I spend so much time with her and. We're always just there for each other, and I personally could not be there for 5 people and busting 5 different nuts and it would teach their own. I'm not saying what you're doing is
right. No, I mean, and most people's brains are hardwired that way. I don't think I'm wrong for thinking the way I think, and I don't think you're wrong for thinking the way you think. I was gonna say, most people, like, they think in a very monogamous sense, like you're saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If anything, that's very normal, and I feel the abnormal one. But I feel I know there's people out here like me, especially like the ones that go to the type of events I do. But like I've had the only solid relationship I guess I've had is literally with a dominatrix, and I've been her submissive for what, 5 years now. Going on like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So like the people that have gotten into relationships with me, like, have all known about that, and like that was always like, so in a sense that was already like 2 people. But it's not that I'm looking for like a whole mosh posh of people, I guess. No, I guess I just don't want to deny the possibility of there being multiple attractions, and some things could be a fling and some things could be more like. And if we both like the person, I feel like that's all the more better and fun. Because, like, I've just always... I do sex work in full. Like, I go to fetish parties, I'll scope grinder and, like, make fucking money plays off of that shit, sugar daddies, all that dumb shit. But I do that, I make the music on the side, and I actually make music about this stuff, which is pretty funny, interesting. And, yeah, it's just kind of a whole sense of a lifestyle at this point. So, kind of like that version of a man whore for sure. And it's pretty hard to find, I guess, comfort and relationship in that without somebody who's also involved in the same sorts of things, which I don't mind. Like, I'm not jealous. As said before, I've dated an escort, so it's very hard for me.
What got you into? Was there an inciting incident that got you into, Satanism and polyamory and all that stuff, or was it just a natural progression, or did something,
Dude, I think it just really just progressed into me being like this crazy odd child out, like from, I guess, like in like 6th, 7th grade is when I started reading up on Satanism, really started identifying with it. And I was like really a weirdo. I was a weird ass kid. But rolling forward, like, and I got into like my legal years, 18 and 21, I found, like, I was looking at clubs and stuff like that. I found, I guess in a sense, my people. I'm like, oh shit, like, I realized that I'm not that much of a weirdo, and that a lot of grown adults like to go to these parties that involve themes of Satanism. They all wear latex and they dance to goth music every night, and that's right up my fucking jam. So I went out. I ended up meeting my dominatrix, who I've now been with for like 4.5 years, and it kind of just snowballed because I started to like as I make music, I started doing solo music and making music about it, and then started kind of like really like leaning into it and getting involved with stuff like OnlyFans, FetLife, Grinder, like finessing like money and stuff off of that, and having like real life human slaves and submissives and stuff like that, while also being a submissive to my dom, who is very open and a lot likes that stuff. So I don't know.
Do you
It
feel?
just kind of snowballed.
Would you say you feel like happy and fulfilled with everything with life?
Very much so. Like I really, really thoroughly enjoy it, honestly. And that's where I feel a lot of people are like weirded out by that because I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess I have a little sense of like emptiness, but that's because I literally work remote and at home all day, like my 9 to 5, and then like at night I turn into this fucking deviant, literally. uh, and like I feel fulfilled. I'm making the money. Like I don't really look like I want to do anything else. Like I just kind of want to live this lifestyle, and I'm set in it. Like I think it would just be what would make me feel fulfilled more is finding somebody else that like is also involved with it, you know?
Do you have a strong relationship with your parents?
Well, you landed that one. Not really at all. Yeah.
Do you feel like do you feel
I mean, we're there. We talk and like but they're like Southern Baptists, and I'm not really involved with all that stuff. Like my sister is a mortician. Like kind of like all my siblings. My brother, he makes like dark emo music and shit. It's funny. Like all my siblings kind of opposed my siblings. Like so all of my siblings basically disowned themselves, including me.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people rebel against their parents and whatnot. But what are some of your long-term goals, if I may ask, man?
Long-term goals is getting more involved with the music, with the themes of the fetish stuff, and blowing that up. Because I really just want to do music as my main. Because I like make underground stuff with like the idea of like a little darky kind of sense, like really grungy and like raw, say whatever the fuck's on your mind. Music mainly, music and fetish lifestyle in general.
So just make them sweet tunes and just get to just continue fucking and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, eventually, like, I would want to marry somebody and fucking have multiple goddamn house slaves and submissives running around. That's like my dream ideal. Like fucking mansion, latex mansion, essentially.
Have you ever thought about what you're gonna do when you are, approaching that age where you are having a hard time taking care of yourself? Because most of the time, people will lean on their children to become their caretaker at an old age. I guess have you thought that far down the line?
Not really, because the people that are in my lifestyle, like I said, like they literally died doing their lifestyle. Like my buddy Leatherly, he made floggers, like handmade floggers down here in South Florida, and they were really sick, like beautifully handcrafted, and he would make them and sell them every fucking party. And up until, dude, he was like railing cocaine up until his fucking like 80s. It was insane, and I think I'm pretty sure that's probably what took him out. But rest his soul, man. Like that guy was a legend for real. Like he always would just show out to parties, and somehow beautiful young women would just all be around him, and he would just be fucking sitting there smoking, chilling, like literally like barely breathing. I mean, that sounds like a pretty fucking good life to me. I don't know, maybe not to most people, but
yeah, I guess we all got to just follow our own path and beat to our own drum, man. So, well, I guess I do hope that you can find someone that has similar ideals and life perspective as you. I guess. Did you have any other questions, comments, or concerns before we sign off?
I guess not, man. Yeah, like I said, it's hard finding people that are like-minded in my lifestyle, and I guess with time it'll come if I just stick within my lanes, because I know what makes me happy and I know what makes monogamous people happy. So I gotta fucking make the executive decision that, like, hey, like, I can't get involved in relationships with people that want stuff like that. So
Yeah. And I guess just on theme with this video, the last question I have is, do you feel like you are sacrificing anything for your happiness, or you are just kind of engaging in what makes you the most happy in the moment?
I think I kind of just like engage in trying to make myself as happy as possible every day. That, like, doing the things that make me happy the most, like making music, um, going to these parties, and that's like really the closest thing I feel to spiritualism, is doing the things that truly make me happy. And I feel like people shouldn't oppose on other people's freedom to be fucking happy. And when anything gets in the way of that, I don't know, it's not worth your time.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man, and sharing your perspective and everything. And hope you have a great day.
Likewise, Brandon. Thank you for having me, man. Huge fan. Been checking it out for years, and keep doing your fucking thing, man.
Absolutely, man. Bless you.
Bless.
Gang. All right. Well, shout out to that individual. And yeah, anything else chat wants to say before I go shower? Man, I'm feeling disgusting. I'm off the wrestling mats, and I'm ready to shower and work on this video. So, yeah, anything else you want to say? Chat. Grimbo said you need purpose, not happiness. Yeah, I'm not gonna put judgment onto that individual. If they found a good thing that works for them, then that's good. I just know I can't do it. John said, "You're whack, son. That is all." Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Betty Cocker said, "Individual is what we called the retards I worked with." Cold ass riding, gang. Take care, man. Love you, brother. That call makes me want to shower too. I feel like chat is too harsh on the last guy. I mean, I think that was a jarring perspective. I think it's within chat's right to be jarred. But yeah, we can all be as open-minded as we please, man. The way I look at things, man, if you want to like if you hate shit like that, totally cool with me. If you love shit like that, teach their own. So I don't judge either way. I kind of have the same thoughts on a lot of things that people consider bad. Like, if someone hates a certain group of people, go ahead. And if you hate people that hate people, go ahead. Whatever. These BBQ chicken cutlets calling my name. Yeah, dude. Did you see the damage I did to this chocolate milk? I at least drank half gallon of this chocolate milk. I'm gonna drink a little bit more as we dial it down and we dial it back. So you want to talk about sacrifice? I'm probably gonna be sacrificing a bit of diarrhea to my toilet bowl tonight for the sake of gains. Half full or half empty? Bang bang lemon. I'm saying it's half empty because I'm sucking it back. Eli said I made chicken buffalo, motherfucking yeah, boy. But I'm trying to put on some mass, you guys. I'm hitting the gym every day. I'm feeling good, and I am. Man, I want to get this Juggalo video out. I want to get it out. So, thank you guys for being here today. I am going to be streaming tomorrow at 6:30. We have Ryan Katsu Rivera. If you know who that is, he works with Gavin McInnes, but he is a creator, and he's going to be visiting us tomorrow. Ryan Katsu Rivera. We'll have him call in, and then we'll take some calls and answer chat. So, yeah. Appreciate you guys for being here. And I'm going to go get in the shower. I'll see you tomorrow, man, for day 18. Day 18. Appreciate you guys.